Okay, so good day guys, it's problem solver here again, and in this video we are going to be looking at how to calculate or solve questions involving pH without the calculator. And you see, one of the ways, one of the places in which examiners on students, it's giving them the kind of questions that they know that would be beyond the reach of normal calculators. A very good example is the UTME exam. But in this video I'll be showing you how to tackle questions on pH, and you crush them once you see them. So grab your writing pads. It's going to be a very exciting and interesting moment. Please endeavor to also share this video with your friends, like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. God bless you. Let's start. Now the first question we're going to be looking at is calculate the pH of 0.02 mole per dm cube H2SO4. Calculate the pH of a 0.02 mole per dm cube H2SO4. Yeah, now before we actually even now enter the calculation aspect per se, I want to quickly highlight and mention some very interesting aspects or very interesting parts. Now, a lot of people might be wondering, pH is just referring to the hydrogen ion concentration. Hydrogen ion concentration. Now, also when we are referring to pH, we can actually talk about pH due to the Arrhenius definition of acids and bases. Arrhenius definition. You know, we have three definitions of acid and bases. We have the Arrhenius, we have the Bronsted-Lowry, and we have the Lewis definition of an acid. But it's the Arrhenius that forms basis for hydrogen ion concentration. Arrhenius. Now, what the Arrhenius say? Arrhenius says that when an acid is dissolved in water, it must release H plus ions. When an acid is dissolved in water, it must release H plus ions, and that is forming the background for what we are going to actually be doing today. Now, I want us to actually also know that there is something very important we need to know. When in acids, we have what? H plus ion. In bases, we have what? OH minus ions. That is when they are dissolved in water. Now take note of the following. When you are asked to probably calculate POH, it has to do with a base most times, but most times they can give us, we are going to be looking at that in one of the questions very soon. Now they can say calculate the POH of a 0.02 mole per dm cube H2SO4. Now what you have to do first is to calculate the pH, because when an acid is dissolved or dissociated in water, it cannot give us what? It cannot give us OH minus ions. It can only give us what? H plus ions. So if you see a sort of question like that, probably you are given an acid and you are asked to calculate the POH. You first do what? You first calculate the pH and then you calculate the POH. Now pH and POH are related with this formula. pH plus what? POH is equals to what? 14. So probably you are asked to calculate the POH of an acid. You calculate the pH and then you minus it from what? You minus it from 14, and then you get your answer. So now let's look at this question that we are actually given. Let's look at this question that we're actually given. Let me use an eraser so you can have a very good space to work. Now they said we should calculate the pH of a 0.02 mole per dm cube H2SO4. 0.02 mole per dm cube H2SO4. Very simple and basic stuff. Very simple and basic stuff. Now what do we first do is to write the dissociation equation. Now what's the dissociation equation for H2SO4? We have what? H2SO4 giving us what? H plus SO4 2 minus. Now a lot of students make Very grave mistakes here. And why is this? Most of them are quick to neglect the balancing of equation. Now H has 2 here, H has 1 here, so to balance it you have to do what? You have to put your 2 here. Have it in mind that H2SO4 is a very strong acid. So it means that all hydrogen ions will completely dissociate inside of what? Inside of water. Now what next to do? We'll bring in our formula. pH is equals to minus log to base 10 OH or OH minus. Now something very important that we must also note is the stoichiometry aspect. Very important, and we're going to be looking at that now. We're going to be looking at that now. Very important. Now what is this? Now we have 0.02 here. See, because we're going to be dealing with OBJ questions, we don't have to really elaborate on a lot of things. This thing is very simple. You have 0.02 here, 0.02 here, you have 0.02 here, because it is 1 mole. Now what you just do is just multiply your 0.02 by anything you see at the base of hydrogen. Even if it is OH, multiply it. So just go straight, no need to be wasting time. You must multiply it. So this one was 0.04. That's a trick. I'm teaching you tricks here, not the real topic itself. So just multiply it immediately, don't waste time. If it is, for example, let's say it is H3PO4, just multiply the number you are given by 3. Fast, don't waste your time, and you move on. Then let's move on to what we are asked to do. pH will be equals to minus log to base 10, not OH minus, I'm sorry, it's supposed to be H plus. Now take note of another very important thing, is that this bracket represents concentration. Please take note, it's not just for decoration, it represents concentration. Now our pH will be equals to minus log to base 10. Then let's put our 0.04 inside brackets. 0.04 inside brackets. Now how do we now solve logarithm or pH questions without the use of calculator? Now one thing that is very important that you need to do, that you need to note, is this: you have to know the logarithm of numbers from 1 to 10. Let me quickly write the table out. Very simple: numbers and their logarithm. Log. So for 1 we have 0.00. For 2 we have 0.30. For let me clean this and write it very well so that we're able to see it very well. So for log 2 we have 0.30. For log 3 we have 0.48. For log 4 we have 0.60. For log 5 we have 0.70. For log 6 we have 0.78. For log 7 we have 0.85. For log 8 we have 0.90. For log 9 we have 0.95, and for log 10 we have 1. So you can just go online and search for logarithm tables from 1 to 10 and write it down. This is just a rough sketch. So let's move on to what we are solving. Now to solve questions under pH, something very important and that will make work easy for you is to convert this to a standard form. So converting it to standard form, pH will be equals to minus log to base 10 1 to 4 times 10 raised power what? Minus 2. 1 2 4 times 10 raised power minus 2. Now what do you do next? Very simple. Listen to what I'm about to say very well. Just bring your pH will be equals to, bring this 2 that is on top here, bring it down. Then bring your minus here. Then now go to the log table. Log what? What is the logarithm of this number in front here? This number in front here, that is 4. That is 2 minus log 4. That is 0.6. Then you come here and just put your what? and put your 0.6. pH will be equals to what? 2 minus 0.6. 2 minus 0.6. So pH will be equals to what? 1.4. Showing that it's a very strong acid. Now let's look at one more very important let's look at another very important question. Very important question. It says calculate the pH of a 0.01 mole dm minus cube NaOH. Remember I told you that for acids we have pH, for bases we have what? POH. But sometimes they might ask us to calculate the POH of acids and the pH of bases, and this is a very good example here. Now what you have to do when you face questions like this is to calculate what? Calculate the POH first, and then now go ahead to calculate the pH. And that's exactly what we are going to be doing here. Now write down the dissociation equation. NaOH, nothing complex or nothing complex here. Na plus OH minus, nothing add here. Let's move on. POH will be equals to minus log to base 10 of what? OH minus, remember this bracket represents concentration. POH will be equals to minus log to base 10, bring down your number, 0.01. Then POH will be equals to minus log to base 10. What next? I tell you what is next. Convert to standard form. Converting this to standard form, this is 1 and this is 2. That is 1 times 10 raised power what? Minus 2. POH will be equals to, I told you, bring this number on top down. That is 2. Put minus here. Log 1. 2 minus log 1. POH will be equals to 2. Let's go and check our logarithm table. Log 1 should be 0. Log 1 is what? 0. Let's go back. So so that will be 2 minus what? 0. PO, let me use a new ink so that it will be very distinct. So seeing that POH will be equals to what? 2. Remember, pH plus POH will be equals to 14. That means pH will be equals to 14 minus what? POH. pH will be equals to 14 minus 2. pH will be equals to what? pH will be equals to what? 12. So that is very what? Very simple. Let's look at one last question. Let's look at one last question. Very important. One last question. Please endeavor to, you can pause the video and then try to solve on your own to see whether you have gotten it. Now it says calculate the pH of a 0.03 mole per dm cube AlOH 3. Sorry, it's supposed to be POH. Don't forget to convert pH to POH. I've given us the relationship, so please don't forget. So let me POH. I don't want this video to be long. Now I've told us, because we are going to be doing objective exams, we don't need to write too much stories. Too much stories is not what? Too much story is not needed. What do we do? Just come here, multiply this 3 that is here by this 3 here. So that's 0.09. As simple as ABC. 0.09. Then just come. POH will be equals to minus log to base 10, 0.0 what? 0.09. POH will be equals to, bring this 1 2. That will be 2 minus what? Log I told you convert to standard form. That is 9 times 10 raised to the power minus 2. Let me do it step by step so that we'll be able to understand very well. I want you to watch this and understand this clearly. Convert to standard form. Converting this to standard form, that will be 1 2. PH is also minus log 2 base 10. 9 times 10 raised to the power what? Minus 2. Now what did I ask us to do? POH will be equals to bring that number here, this number here down. 2 minus log of what? 9. This 9 here. POH will be equals to 2 minus, what is our log 9? Log 9 is 0.95. So POH will be equals to 2 minus what? 0.95. Now let's use you can use your calculator to do that one. 2 minus 0.95, that is what? POH will be equals to 1.05. Now let's now say we are asked to calculate the pH. pH plus POH is equals to what? Is equals to 14. pH will be equals to 14 minus POH. pH will be equals to 14 minus 1.05. pH will be equals to 14 minus 1.05, that is 12.95. 12.95. And that is how to solve questions on pH and POH without using the scientific calculator. Please endeavor to share this video with your friends. Also practice more questions on it. Like and subscribe. Till we meet another time. God bless you.